Good afternoon, Shaggy Turf here. Anyway, it is a Saturday, September 19th, and we are currently out here at the church, mowing it. We are slowly getting back into mowing again. We had a week's worth of rain. Before that, everything was really dry, so our mowing had slowed down. But with the rain, our grass is now growing again and greening up, which is great. So we're out here at the church. He's mowed pretty much all of it. I went around and weed eated. They took out quite a bit of trees, which is, like you can see this one here. There's one there, there's one there, and then there's like 2 or 3 in the back that they've taken out, a couple more in the front here. But he's gonna finish up mowing, and I'm gonna blow off, and then we'll probably call it a day. We've already mowed a couple before this. Tomorrow's Sunday, we'll probably take the day off. We talked about going down to the lake and having like a picnic and go fishing. I don't know what we're gonna do. Today was kind of a somber day for me. This is the day that my mother had passed away. It was a few years back. But I still miss her greatly. It was just a couple years ago, 2016. And I still miss her a lot. You know, we used to talk all the time on the phone. I didn't really get to see her all that much with my job and everything that I had. I was working all the time. I was a nurse. I worked at the Veterans Home. Give you a little history. I was a nursing for about 16 years. I worked at the Veterans Home for about 10, and like I said today, my mother had passed away a few years ago, and then 3 years ago in October, I was diagnosed with cancer, lymphoma cancer, and so I battled that for almost 3 years, and currently I am cancer-free after several rounds of chemo and radiation. And I don't really like to share too much, but I will share a little bit of my history. He's been doing lawn care for several years, probably 20 plus years, and before he was doing it like on his own with maybe a couple workers, but it seems like we just couldn't keep workers. Nobody wanted to work, or they were doing things that they shouldn't be doing while on job. So we went through several workers, and at the time I was doing nursing, and in between nursing, when I had the chance, I would help him out. But like I said, 3 years ago, I ended up with the cancer, and because of that, I'm no longer working as a nurse. So I basically started working with him full time and doing this with him. I've always wanted to do this. I actually got a degree in the Parks and Natural Resources degree probably about 20 some years ago. And for a while there, I worked for the city of Cedar Rapids. I worked for a couple tree services. I used to do it, and then I decided to go into nursing after that. So I ended up doing that for, like I said, 15 some plus years. And so now I'm working with him. I love it. I'm back outside. I'm back doing what I actually really do enjoy. So yeah, so it's been great. I love being outside. I love the outdoors. We go camping a lot, fishing a lot. We have fires and all that good stuff. We're outdoors people, so this is kind of our life. This is what we like to do. Next year we're going to try to expand our business even further. We kind of started trying to do that this year, and we have expanded out to a few towns. But we want to. We live in Newton, Iowa, which is about 20 miles away, 20 minutes away from Des Moines, and so our big plan is to hit it hard next year and go to Des Moines before the season starts and advertise and try to get some contracts up there. So that's our plan, and we're planning on getting a bigger mower. We started looking around for bigger mowers. We stopped at one dealership and we looked at some Ferris's. They also had Hustler, the brand that we have now. They had a few of those, but we have mixed reviews on that. And then they had some Toros and stuff like that we test drove, and Cub Cadets. And I tell you what, I hated the Toro. That I will never get a Toro. That machine just. And then the Cub Cadet too, we didn't really like. But the Ferris, oh, that is. I drove several of them, and if you guys don't already know, I'm not a big. I'm kind of scared of zero turns. But that Ferris, I don't know what it was. I got on it, I drove it, and it was like, it was weird. It was like it was meant to be. I wasn't scared of it. I just got right on it and went and drove it, and it felt so comfortable. And it was really weird because his machine, his Hustler, I'm not very comfortable riding it. But that, I don't know. But we're going to go test out some we test out some Ferris. We're going to go find another dealership that has some Skags. We're going to go to a Hustler dealership and test out some bigger Hustlers. We want something that has a little bit more power, a little bit more umph to it. This is a 52-inch deck Hustler Raptor that we have now, and it does what it needs to do. It's worked out for us for several years. We like it. We've had a lot of issues with it. We've had a lot of issues with the dealership that we got it from. It's not really meant for well, no, we won't even go into that. It's a good machine. It's a great machine. We really love it. We're probably not gonna get rid of it unless we end up purchasing a couple. Then we might just keep it for. It's a good machine to use, like down. We do the city of Reasoner. We do their lagoons and that kind of stuff, and it's a pretty good machine for that. It does hold hills pretty good. That's one thing I could say about it. And but we're gonna look at some Hustlers. We're gonna look at some Skags, maybe a couple other brands. We've talked to a lot of people in the lawn care business that have given us their opinions on what they have. We watch a lot of videos on different mowers, and the top couple of mowers are Ferris, Skag, and Hustler. Those are pretty much the top 3 mowers that are up there. So some people say the Exmarks too are pretty good mowers, so we want to go somewhere and test those out too. I don't think we have any Wright dealerships around here, but we might try to see if we could find a Wright dealership and test those out. There's a few lawn care people that said they like their Wrights. We'll probably get a sit down zero turn. They do have the stand-up zero turns. We kind of looked at those, but we don't want. The reason why we're kind of going with the sit downs, because to me, it's just more comfortable to sit and mow. Some people love their stand-ups. That's what they do, and there's a lot of pros and cons to both. We might test drive some stand-ups just to see, start stand-ons or whatever, just to see what we think of them. But we're definitely going to go with a bigger mower. We know that. With more power than this one. So anyway, we were going to finish this up, and then I think we're going to go home, and we got some wood that we need to cut up and start splitting. We're getting ready for, the winter months are coming up, and we got a big wood burner in our garage, and we burn wood pretty much all winter. So we got a lot of wood from this storm that came through, and we're going to be getting more wood here soon. So yeah, we got a lot of cutting and splitting to do. So that's probably what we're going to be doing tonight. We'll probably have a fire. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day.